to UBC Solar's info session. This is the first time we're ever doing this online, so we're not really sure how this is going to go. But I think we'll start with some quick introductions from our team members who are here. I'll go first. My name is Alex. I am the co-captain at UBC Solar. I'm a fifth-year engineering physics student. Alan, you want to go next?
Sure. My name is Alan. I'm the battery mechanics lead, and I've been on the team for like 3 years now, and I'm a math student. No. Nick, go.
I am the electrical lead. Oh, also, my name's Nick, and I'm second year elec.
Hi guys, my name is Aloy, or you can call me Aloysiu. That's my original name. I'm in UBC Solar for about 1 year. I'm in the power electronics team. I'm leading the team at this moment. And solar is a wonderful experience, I must say. Even in the summer, we were having fun collaborating. I'm studying electrical engineering, and I'm going to start my 3rd year at UBC.
Who's next? Carter?
Yeah, hey guys. I'm Carter. I'm going to 2nd year engineering physics. I spent 1 year on the low voltage sub team, and I'm starting in the new sub team of the Aeroshell. And I'm also one of the co-leads for the sustainability group we have here.
Joseph, you want to do a quick intro?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm Joseph. I'm the low voltage systems team lead. I've been on the team for about 1 year, and I'm in elec.
Let's do Leo, Michelle, TJ. You guys want to go quick?
Hey guys, I am the mechanical division lead. I've been on solar for 3 years now, and I am in my 4th year of chemistry.
Hi, I'm Michelle. I'm on the battery mechanics team, and I've been a member for about a year, and I'm going into my 2nd year of environmental engineering.
Hi, I'm TJ. I've been as part of Solar team for about a year now. I'm on Aeroshell, and I'm studying materials engineering, going into 3rd year.
Cool. Thanks, guys. So as you can see, we've got a pretty good array of people from different faculties, different years. So feel free to ask questions in the chat throughout. We have a short presentation here, and then we'll have lots of time for questions. So we'll jump into it. So what do we do at UBC Solar? We do a lot of things, more so than what could fit on a single slide. We do material testing and design. We do 3D modeling. We do marketing and grant applications. We do electrical design. Whatever it is you are passionate about, we probably do it on UBC Solar. We have lots of room for people from all years, all faculties, and whatever it is you're interested in, you'll probably have an opportunity to learn it on our team. So be sure to just ask about what it is you enjoy doing, and we can probably find a spot for you. Our team is broken up into 3 divisions. We have the mechanical and electrical divisions and marketing. Under the mechanical and electrical divisions, we have sub-teams. So we have 4 for each. Chassis designs the main body of the car. Swab handles the suspension, steering, wheels, and braking. We have the battery mech group, which deals with the mechanical design of the battery pack. We've got Aeroshell, which does the aerodynamics and materials for the outer body. Software does all of our software and firmware for the entire car, as well as offboard stuff. LVS does our low voltage systems design, so that's all the PCBs and a lot of the controls for the car. BMS handles our electronics inside the battery pack, so they focus on the battery management system, which keeps the battery safe and operating properly. And we have power electronics, which deals with the motor and the array, including things like testing and doing the encapsulations for the array, the laminations. And then we have our marketing team, which handles all of our social media, our sponsorships, and all that sort of fun stuff. UBC Solar competes in 2 competitions. So the first is the Formula Sun Grand Prix. This one is every year. It's a 3-day long track race. So teams wake up at 8 in the morning and race till 5 and repeat on the next day. And whichever team completes the most laps in those 3 days is deemed the winner. The bigger competition that we partake in is the American Solar Challenge. This one is every other year, and it's a 5-day road race along public streets and highways. We literally race across North America on nothing but solar power. Whichever team finishes first is the winner. There's a finish line at the end, and we go through something like 7 states, I think. It's over 2,200 kilometers long. And I think this competition is what really sets solar racing apart from other competitions that you guys will see at UBC. Rather than focusing on building the fastest car or the one that can go over the biggest hills, we focus on making the car that can last the longest. We focus on pure efficiency, and it really sets your mind differently from a lot of other design teams. In terms of member commitment, we have 2 weekly meetings. Saturday afternoons, we have our general meeting from 10 a.m. till 5 p.m. And throughout the week, sub-teams have their own meeting, which lasts for about an hour. During these meetings, members really just focus on catching up, asking questions, doing design reviews, and the more group-focused stuff. However, most of the actual design work does get done on our members' individual time. So whenever you can spare time between classes or nights, weeknights, Saturday nights, whenever you can. And this usually takes something like 5 to 10 hours per week. So that's sort of what your commitment is looking like. Why join? What do you get out of solar? You get a lot of stuff. So first of all, it's a great place to make friends. You'll get a lot of technical experience. You can really buff up your resume. Members from our team have gone on to work at companies like Tesla, Google, Amazon, Intel, and lots more. We strive to be tech industry leaders. We are tackling problems that no other teams are looking at. We're looking at new things. We're exploring new technologies. And it's just a lot of fun while doing so. You get to build a car that's purely solar powered. And it's pretty exciting. How to join if you're interested. We have an application form open, which is closing on September 15th. We have 2 application forms. There's one for joining a technical or engineering sub-team and a separate one for joining our marketing team. If we like your application, we'll invite you in for an interview. These are short, about half an hour. We will ask you some light technical questions, but we're not so much looking for your technical knowledge. It'll more just be to see how you think and how you approach problems. And if you make it through the interview, we will invite you to our first group meeting of the year, which is on September 19th. So this is 3 Saturdays away. So we have already started booking interviews. We've already got a bunch of applications. So get those in, update your resumes, and we'll chat with you. What makes a good member? We are not so focused on technical experience coming in. We accept a lot of first years, a lot of second years, a lot of people who have never even picked up a hammer in their life. We're not focused on what you know coming in, but rather what you're willing to learn. Our most successful members have been the ones who are the most committed and willing to sink in the most time in order to catch up and learn all the things that they don't know. And they end up going on to doing great things afterwards as well. It's all about your passion and focusing on sustainability and having a lot of fun while doing so. That's kind of what we have for the presentation. Pretty short and sweet, but we have lots of time for questions. So what we'll do now is you can raise your hand in Teams if you have a question, and we can answer it, or you can also type your question in chat. Question from Peter. How well have the cars done in previous competitions? It's been a bumpy road for us. We haven't raced in competition before. Our team started in 2008. and most of the people who started their first car graduated. We then restarted in 2017. So that is our current car, which is called Daybreak. It was supposed to race in 2019, but we didn't reach that timeline. And then 2020 got canceled. So 2021 will be hopefully our first event, and we're feeling confident. Do we know how the competitions will be run this year? We don't. The 2020 competitions were canceled. They were postponed until 2021, which will be an American Solar Challenge year. That's the big exciting race. And hopefully that one won't get canceled as well. How will time commitment and Saturday meetings look online? We have transitioned to meeting on Discord every Saturday. So we still carry on the same time. We still meet from 10 till around 5. We've just been more design focused rather than doing hands-on work. But everything else has stayed pretty much the same. I think that answers Ashley's question as well. Any advice for the application process or interview? Just
Have fun with it.
Yeah, have fun with it for sure. Ask lots of questions, show us that you are excited and willing to commit to the team, and don't be stressed out about not being able to answer technical stuff. If you have technical experience, it's a bonus. If not, it's not a huge deal. Someone else want to take this one from Thomas?
Thomas, I was doing these meetings and stuff from like Asia, Middle East more like, and it's still pretty doable. It's not too bad, and I feel like you wouldn't struggle too much as long as you don't have some major internet restrictions. Even then, UBC does offer VPNs, and if you need to access your schoolwork, I'm pretty sure you'll still be able to do that using the UBC VPN connection.
I think just to add on to that, like if that's what you're interested in, is kind of doing that drafting and planning and project work, it's definitely something to I would say apply still if you're interested. You do kind of miss out on the hands-on portions, which is like some of it. But once we all get back together, hopefully that's it. It should be all good. But yeah, definitely apply now and you get to know the basics and kind of get some projects. So then once we have the chance to, whenever we get back to school, you'll be able to kind of just get your hands on stuff and start working, and you'll kind of already know all the stuff. So you'll be all caught up with everyone else on the team too.
B. Schuler is asking, what measures does the team take to help students if they are struggling to keep up? Great question. I think probably the biggest thing is that you have access to students from all faculties and all years. A lot of us are, willing to help out, even if you just have homework questions. The other thing that I would keep in mind is it is a big commitment and it's a lot to take on. When you find yourself not being able to handle the balance between teamwork and schoolwork, it can get pretty stressful. I don't know. Does anyone else want to maybe answer that one?
I can talk a little about it.
Go for it.
I think it's important, as Alex mentioned, to plan a little bit of the next semester ahead, such that you could have some hours dedicated for the design team, certainly for the week. And of course, that depends on each person. Some people might take a little bit longer to do their homework and so on. So you have to understand yourself well. But then in terms of the measures that we can take, Alex mentioned helping with homework is one of them. But sometimes you can always be talking to your team lead or people within your sub team to discuss, hopefully before things get stressful, how to make your work a little bit more flexible, for example. But I think in the first place, it's important to plan yourself and then always be communicating with the people within the team so everyone is aware of what's going on with you, because otherwise it might surprise the team, and that can be bad for finishing things on time with deadlines. So communication is really important, and And we'll try to do our best to help individuals, of course, within the team. Solar has a really friendly community, and I think this is already something really motivating. It makes you even more motivated to do well academically.
Peter's asking, do first-year students get paired with a mentor of some sort?
Yeah, you do, kind of. Well, okay, like, I think from some of our experiences, it's like you get paired with like your sub team, and like the teams aren't like the sub teams aren't massively like large, so that it's not like a class where you don't really get to say anything and you can just hand in stuff. It's like you get a lot of like one-on-one time with like the people on your team, which are sometimes like a grade ahead of you or have some experience, or even your sub team lead who's like teaching you guys what you guys want to be doing. So that, in a sense, is kind of like a mentor. There is like through that you'll probably learn all the stuff you need and like be caught up to speed, and you don't have to worry about like falling behind in that sense. But I guess the second part also is like to work on multiple sub teams. There is the flexibility to kind of change teams. Usually we don't say we're working on 2 teams at once, but there is a lot of times where, just like how things work with projects, that you'll be working on areas that are kind of intermingled, or you are working on different projects to help everyone else out in the team. So it's like you won't be locked down doing one thing for like the whole year or the whole time you're on the team. There's a lot of chances to do different things and play around with stuff, and you can always switch and find out what you like to.
Yeah, in the beginning, usually people switch teams, especially.
If I could add to that, I was on the LVS team first year, and I got some great experience with the low voltage projects. But I was also interested in the mechanical portion, and I was able to learn some cool SolidWorks tools and make some of the more simple like mounts for some of the parts on the car. So if you're not too sure what you want to do right away, there's definitely lots of accommodations, and there's lots of opportunities to explore your different passions.
Other questions from anyone? What were your favorite moments from being on the team? Oh, that's a good one.
So cute.
Alan, you want to go?
Okay, well, for me at least, I think some of my favorite moments aren't so much like doing like projects. Yeah, there's some that I quite enjoyed, but for most the like most memorable things, it's like just the people. I think the people on Solar are great. Obviously, when you join the design team, it's like kind of like a passion project. So you all find you're fairly similar, can find things in common with lots of people. So there's like senses of humor and like just a bunch of stuff like kind of just joke around. It's kind of just like a big friend group, and you guys all work on this like one big project together. So there's lots of those moments. We had a barbecue once that was pretty fun. Like we do team building events, so some of those are some like the funnest times that we've had as a team.
And also when Alan would do the call together.
Yeah, the group cheer.
Cheer, yeah, I miss those.
Yeah, since we moved to online, we don't have to do that anymore. It's pretty great.
Good. Also, I wanted to add that seeing the car getting built is, I know it's a typical answer, but it's always nice to see the final product.
Mm. Yeah, sometimes you work in a project that is very particular, and you might not see the whole, but then suddenly you start putting the pieces together, and it's inspiring to see it come so coherently into like a larger thing than what you've built. So you feel you're working on something greater than yourself.
One thing I'd add to that too is some of you might be thinking, well, like, yeah, making the car is going to be so great, but like it's online, like that's not going to happen. That's not necessarily true, because
Yeah.
everything that we add to the car, we make on SolidWorks in the 3D modeling first, to make sure everything's going to fit well, make sure everything's going to work. So you still get that sense of, wow, look, like I did that, like, look, this looks like a car now. Like you still get that sense. like even though it's going to be online. So yeah, as Alex has shown there, that's just the aeroshell and the solar panels of the car. Like the model we have, like there's all the inner workings of the whole car. So.
Also, for example, last Saturday meeting, Alex had a demonstration of one of the projects by one of the students. I think it was Mihir, and it looked really cool. He had a whole simulation of how the car behaves during the race, and he simulated all the parameters in it, and he put it in a nice graphical interface, and he was just showing off. It was really pretty and well done.
That's true. Yeah, that was amazing.
Other questions from anyone? Oh, go for it, Peter.
Suspense.
What are our plans for the coming years, like specific changes, additions? So we are currently in the middle of a design cycle for a new car that's coming after the one shown here. We are finishing up that design as well as the current vehicle's design, and we're kind of just counting down the days until we can get back to our workspace and start working on the car again. We've also got some other side projects going on right now that you guys might be able to take part in. We're working on a large car-sized oven for manufacturing the aeroshell. We might have more stuff like that coming up in the future. So there's a lot of lots of stuff going on at all the time. So
and Aloy, do you want to add the sustainability set?
Yeah,
that's a feature.
Yeah. There's a feature of sustainability. So Solar is making. We created a new sub team. And it doesn't work particularly like a sub-team, but it's a sub-team for all the sub-teams, basically, to improve the sustainability of the car as a whole. And we'd also do some community reach out. And for example, we're partnering with Gearing Up, which is a group at UBC and also at high schools around Vancouver area to teach kids and teenagers about engineering through very hands-on work. And we'll do a workshop next semester coming up, and then next semester we'll also be collaborating on a long-term project for that whole semester with the kids, where we might be doing a consulting for them in terms of sustainability. So there's a lot of exciting opportunities also about learning some sustainability concepts applied to our car, and even spreading sustainability principles on the community at large.
Yeah, that was pretty exciting, and probably the biggest change of all is the fact that we had to switch online and lay out our design first. And that was the biggest change this year. And now that we've completed most of our design, if I'm not wrong, Alex, then what do we do from there with the limited access to the bay? It's all of this is, I think, the biggest change of the year for many people.
Yeah.
And I wanted to add one more thing, but I'm not too sure anymore. Oh yeah, from my personal experience as part of the battery management team, we're designing our own management system instead of purchasing one off the shelf and learning how to use it. We did that for Daybreak, and this is a new device, let's say, a new system that we're implementing this year. And one thing I wanted to stress was that none of us knew what we were doing when we started, and I think we all realized that together, and we learned to do it together, and I think that built a really strong bond in our sub team, and it's been wonderful.
Samson is asking, if everything goes back to normal, hopefully, does the team build a new car each year or just upgrade the previous? We work on a 2-year design cycle, so we build a new car every 2 years, hopefully in time for the American Solar Challenge. On the off years that we're still working on the new car, we do have time for upgrades and stuff like that for racing the previous car a second time.
Also, if I can add one more thing, as part of the sustainable initiatives, we're thinking of maybe recycling more parts or at least disposing them more carefully. And for example, the batteries are very expensive and cost and also damaging to the environment if you throw them away. So even though we're building a car from scratch, if we can implement some kind of reusability in the car, that's a nice idea to keep in mind.
Mm-hmm. And I think now, while we're still open for questions, I'm curious about what each person that's participating here is doing next year. Like, what kind of faculties do we have represented here? Like Samson, Peter, Thomas.
And some of them might be first years too.
Yeah, I'm curious about you guys. Nice.
Okay, one electrical.
Nice.
No inch phase? There we go.
Yeah, 2 inches. Incoming first years. That's interesting. How did you guys find out about this info session?
Please say poster.
Friends. Oh, another first year. Discord.
Discord. Interesting.
Instagram. That's awesome.
So I think we can all agree our advice to first year is even if you don't join UBC Solar, definitely join a design team. I think we can probably all agree it's a life-changing experience, and I think you'll learn a lot.
Yes.
And definitely consider a team if what we do sort of aligns with your interests.
Also, to Peter, who's hoping to get into ENTFIS second year, I'll say from experience, when you have your interview for ENTFIS at that year, they get a bit excited when you say you're on a design team, to be honest. So definitely doesn't hurt to be on a design team first year.
Like some companies require you, they don't even look at your CV if you're not in a design team. So I know that for a fact.
It's 6:30 now, so we'll do one final call for questions, and if not, we'll probably call it there. Great, I guess that's it. Thank you everyone for joining. We look forward to seeing your applications, and definitely message us on Instagram, Facebook, or email if you have further questions. We'd be happy to answer them.
Bye.
Thanks everyone.